These are just a few of the messages I would receive after playing Roblox with this girl. And never in my life have I ever dealt with confrontation like this online, so I had to make a video addressing this. This is how I accidentally ran into the craziest girl on Roblox. So it all started when I hopped on Roblox Neighbors to record another video. I wanted to make a sequel to I Can't Stop Playing Roblox Until I Get a Girlfriend because that video did pretty well for my channel, and if you guys haven't watched that video already, go ahead and check it out. Anyways, I would spend the first hour getting rejected by every girl that I met until I would finally run into the girl. Now whenever you match with someone in Neighbors, their bio attached to their profile will automatically pop up. And I saw that in her bio it said 18, and I wanted to clarify if that was her actual age, so I would ask her, how old are you? In which she would respond by saying, read my bio. So I saw this as a green light and immediately started getting to know her. We would talk in the game for around 10 minutes until I would eventually ask for her Discord. We would join a call together, and from there on we would spend the next 3 hours playing random games on Roblox. We would even face reveal to each other by sending photos of ourselves. Now of course, with me being a faceless channel, I did delete my photos within like 2 minutes because I didn't want to risk my photos being exposed on the internet, and I say this now because it's important later. Everything was going well and she seemed like a really cool girl, and that was when I would eventually pop the question, will you be my girlfriend? And obviously she was a little bit hesitant at first, but I would then do my best to convince her that it's just a silly little thing and it's not that serious, and she would then say, okay, fine. It wasn't a genuine yes, and I tried asking her to say it like she meant it, but she refused and wanted to know what was going on. And so at this point, I'm thinking to myself that there's no point in dragging this on anymore, and I would just consider this a win. So I then told her I was recording a YouTube video the whole time and showed her my channel. And after that, it was radio silent. Now at first I thought it had something to do with her internet, so I would then say stuff like, yo, you there? Have you checked out the channel? And then she just leaves the call. And this was where everything would start to go downhill. I would immediately message her asking, why did you leave? In which she would respond by saying, you stupid bruh, what do you mean why did I leave? And then she would proceed to make fun of my height. And so at this point I'm thinking to myself, oh okay, she's not upset, she just probably got caught off guard. So I would then ask her if I had her permission to put her face in the video, in which obviously she would say no, but then would say, I don't even want to be in the video. She then expresses her concern that her face is in her profile picture, in which I would reply by saying, I can blur your PFP. And she would message back saying, you gon' get in trouble, boy. Find a new garden hoe. Which, first of all, boy is crazy. Second, I don't know what she's yapping about saying I'm gonna get in trouble, but this then made me realize that this is not a joking matter anymore and that this girl was actually upset. So I figured there was no point in trying to negotiate with her, and I just told her that the video is gonna be up either way. Because I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I upload twice a week and these videos take a very long time to edit. So I was not about to sit there and waste a quarter of my day recording footage that I wasn't even gonna use. That was until she would drop a bombshell of a message. Even if I'm a minor? Question mark. So immediately I thought in my head one of two things. Either this girl is bluffing so she can stop me from posting the video, or she was actually lying to me about her age the whole time. Either way, it made the situation a lot more serious, so I told her to rejoin the call so we can discuss it, and she would say no. And again, if she wasn't upset about the situation, I really don't understand why she wouldn't want to rejoin the call. So I would ask her, are you actually mad? And she would respond by saying, no, you're just stupid. Which I don't know about y'all, but in my experience, the phrase, no, you're just stupid, usually comes from an angry person. And she would then tell me to make different content. We would then go back and forth about how she was telling me that my content was stupid, and I would tell her that it's not cool to make fun of someone's job, and it's definitely not cool to lie about your age. She would then try to play victim by saying I had her believing that I really wanted to be her friend, and then finally admitted that she was upset, and then said, because you lied. What? Now let's break this down for a second. First of all, before I found out that you were lying to me about your age, I wanted to still be your friend. It's not like when I pressed record, all of a sudden everything that we say to each other means nothing. I was actually trying to get to know you, and it just so happened to be on camera. And second of all, I literally lied about nothing. Just because you weren't aware that I was recording doesn't mean I was lying to you about anything, especially considering the fact that I told you at the end anyway. You, on the other hand, actually lied to me about your age when you told me that you were 18. She would also say that I recorded her without her permission, which is very interesting to me because if we go down a few more messages, this is also her saying, and I have your photos, so stop. Now this very well could be a bluff, but in the case that it isn't, I deleted those photos within 2 minutes after I sent them to her, which means she downloaded them way before I told her I was recording. And I would even ask her after deleting them, hey, you didn't download those photos, did you? And she would say no, which means you either downloaded them because you had bad intent, or you're just straight up a weirdo. Now, I understand that there are extensions that you can download for Discord where you could see messages even after you've deleted them, and while I doubt that she has this, it still doesn't change the fact that she has my photos without my permission. So she has no right to use "I recorded her without her permission" as a talking point. So at this point, the idea of uploading a video with her in it was completely out the window. So I told her what I was gonna do instead, which is to make the video that you guys are watching right now. And she would respond by saying fine, which even if she wasn't fine with it, I was gonna do it anyway. So she would then try to play victim again by saying stuff like I used her, which again, bro, I'm just trying to do my job. If you want to look at me recording a YouTube video and you just so happening to be in it as using you, then I can view you playing a game with me for your pleasure as using me. Like, you see how dumb that sounds? This is the equivalent to me getting mad at my teammates on COD because they're using me for a win. I started getting frustrated with how much this girl was pretending to be a victim, and so I told her to take some accountability and admit that it was wrong for her to lie about her age. And she would respond by saying, "You don't think I know that?" Right, so this is you acknowledging the fact that you were wrong for lying about your age. This is also you a few messages back trying to make me look bad for recording a minor. And this is also you messages before that saying that you would have gone along with the video if I told you I was recording beforehand. So even though you know you're wrong for lying about your age and that it's a bad look for me to be recording a minor, you still would have gone along with the video, and in other words, you still would have gone along with your lie in a video that is about me getting a girlfriend. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't tell you I was recording beforehand. But the message she would send after that was very interesting to me, because she would then say even 18-year-olds don't want to talk to 17-year-olds. And this was when everything started to click for me. I finally understood the real reason why she's mad. This girl goes onto Roblox voice chat and has probably ran into a lot of people that avoided her because they don't want to talk to a minor, which I mean, fair. So she then gave herself the excuse to lie about her age, join a private Discord call with someone she knew was 20 years old, and even send pictures of herself that she's underage in, once again, to a 20-year-old man. And I just so happened to get everything on camera. She's not mad that I was quote-unquote using her for content. She's mad that she got caught. Now, the word gaslighting was being thrown around a lot during this back and forth. So I took it upon myself to Google the word gaslighting, and I ended up finding this very helpful image that displays the different techniques of gaslighting. Blatant lying. Not only did you blatantly lie about your age, but you also tried calling me a liar when I literally lied to you about nothing. Utilize distractions and diversions. You recorded a minor. And yes, I did do this, but only because I was under the impression that you were 18 years old, which is something that you lied to me about. Weaponize your personal information or feelings. I have your photos. Shifting blame. You used me. Deny wrongdoing. You can see this here when I say the fact that you lied is insane. And she would respond by saying, you called a minor attractive. Think about that. Which I mean, wow, what a disgusting way to respond to your wrongdoing. But on a real note though, I want to go back to this message in particular, where I was telling her that she made this way bigger of a deal than it needed to be. And she would respond by saying, no, you were looking for someone to make content out of. And I'm assuming right here she was trying to say, and that just so happened to be me. And this is actually sad to me, because the fact of the matter is, you were looking for someone to fall for your lie, and that just so happened to be me. You would go as far as joining a Discord call with me and then sending photos of yourself while making suggestive comments like, dang, I'm so hot, and man, I can't stop staring at myself. How can you sit here and say stuff like you called a minor attractive when you orchestrated the whole thing? And it's like, imagine if we were living in a different universe where I didn't have this platform to speak out about this and this girl suddenly wanted to expose me. This message without context has the potential to ruin someone's career, ruin someone's life, and you showed no remorse about the fact that you were literally lying the whole time. I never once got an I'm sorry or hey, I messed up. It was just straight gaslighting from the beginning. And to anyone watching this video, male or female, please use this as an example on how to spot a gaslighter and how to deal with them. Because if I didn't know any better, I probably would have actually questioned myself like, dang, am I really a PDF file when I know that I'm not? And that is literally the whole intention behind gaslighting, which is to make someone doubt their own reality. Moral of the story, don't lie about your age, be careful who you talk to on the internet, and learn how to spot a gaslighter. And the craziest part about all of this is that when I sent her my photos, videos, she told me that I don't look 20 years old and joked around about ID checking me. Like, bro, I should've ID checked you! So best believe after this, I'm not holding back, bro. I'm about to ID check literally every girl that I meet. But anyways, y'all, I was definitely contemplating on whether or not I should upload this video, but this was a lesson that I had to learn the hard way, and I wanted to put this out there for y'all so y'all can avoid getting into a similar situation like me. And I would really appreciate it if y'all can help me out a little bit by liking the video and subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. And if you guys want to see the prequel to this video where I tried getting a girlfriend on Roblox, go ahead and click the video on screen.